Hello and welcome to a new game in my One Done series. So I am White and playing a 1Q player without Komi. So let's see whether I can find some good moves in the game. I did not play for a while and am facing a high Chinese opening. So, usual approaches are either on the bottom or on the top. Since my stone here is not easily approachable from the left side, I probably will choose to approach the top. Interesting. I think if I will start to go into the corner, my opponent will pincer me, get some more influence, and I think I may take one of those enclosures for free, so let's continue with that idea. He will pincer. I will go into the corner. He will push. I will block. Honey. Connect. And now my stone is captured in a ladder which goes to this area, so I will take my enclosure. He will probably capture the stone in the ladder, since I think he's reading the ladder himself right now as well. Or not. This is interesting. I can start pulling out my stone, which to me looks rather large, but there's no problem in answering first. And let's reread the ladder. Maybe he did this to break the ladder again. Yes, indeed. So let's retake the ladder. Now he comes back and takes my stone. And obviously the next large point is on the bottom here. He is still trying to save his stones here and make this point slightly larger. I could start fighting over this, but I kinda just want to take my territory. His shape here is not particularly strong, and I'm thinking again. He's not interested in the ladder anymore, so I think I will start coming out. He will have to push me into his area. Now, is here any available Tetsuji? Maybe, but let's move our stone out first. And now there is no reason not to Atari. And I will be pressing down on the top group. And there is something here. I think I could get some better shape. So here I think it is possible to get some more influence if I, for example, cut. If he Ataris, I will cut, he will take, I will extend, he will honey, I will honey, he will take, and I will connect. Is there a better way though? First, let's get some shape. And then maybe this group even could become weak. Or I can cut off the stone. Let's go with this idea. I will try to cut off this one stone and have an overall stronger position around the center. Since the High Chinese opening is all about influence in the center, I would not mind to get a stronger position there. So now I have a pretty strong influence toward the center, so I think my opponent will now take this bottom extension. He won't. So he exchanged this one first, and now he takes the bottom extension, which is largest probably. Still he won't. Then I will go ahead and take the extension for myself. And let's see what is here in the corner. It seems kinda small if black answers the usual way. So this way from his... I'm taking the corner now. I could first get more influence towards the center and not getting closed. This probably is an overplay, so I'll stretch. And then I come back and be more or less alive. So I will want to come back to the first line for some ice base. Still for some eye space. Now if I descend, my opponent will cut off the 2 stones. I will not want that. So now I am enclosed in the corner. Maybe I could... Maybe that is a bad exchange for me, but I wanted to play this one here in Sente, so my group will be alive. Or is it? If my opponent pushes, I will block. He pushes, I will block. He plays this move. I go here, he extends. Okay. So now I am probably alive, and my opponent is thinking about attacking my 1 stone here, so I am going to defend it. Probably though I could have jumped up, since yeah, well, if he makes some points with this wall, that is not a problem for me, I think. If I have jumped, would have jumped up, probably he would have started to come into this area, and if I'm not careful, my 2 stones will get separated. This way I probably am getting some points. And this influence, which black, I'm sure, would like to use for attacking, are now not that useful for attacking. So I would like to play a move around this area. Okay, now black, I think, wants to build a large middle and maybe capture the 1 stone on a large scale. So what am I going to do? At the same time, I have some influence on the top, and black's shape is not yet completely defined, so maybe I can start... Maybe I have some prospects to attack the 4 stones if I'm able to separate them from the 3 stones here. And this way I get some nice endgame, or some points at least. He's this, I think, should not work. I think I'm connected to my stone here. Well, this should be an overplay. Since when I'm descending, an opponent will probably attach. I descend, he blocks. I descend, he blocks. I Atari, I have two liberties, he has just one. So this was, I think, an overplay, and a very severe one. He does not even care about reducing my liberties, so he admits that, but now there still is a cunt. As black, I would have started to reduce white's liberties here to prevent white from cutting the stone. And now, if black is only interested in capturing the one stone, I already got a huge amount on the left side by capturing. So I am just starting to get into the center. And if black is not careful, I'm pulling out my one stone or reducing the right side. Territory-wise, I probably have got 4 corners. Yeah, well, we are kind of sharing this one. But I have a larger chunk of it. So isn't there a saying, if you are confined to the 4 corners, then resign? Black want to cut my stone off. But when now I have several options. If I push and black blocks, I will cut. Then black will need to start extending his one stone. Then I will probably connect. So there are shape issues for black. If I will just start pushing, then we will have a fight. If I'm just passive, then the right side becomes larger. Let's get or from a different side, I could honey, black pushes, I will Atari, black is probably going to extend, I will extend and make shape. So maybe this way? Of course I could just Atari from the other side, but then black will cut. And this cut could make the center right territory too large. But here black has one shape defect and I want to use it. That is the mrhaandi at the head of actually two stones, because white already has a stone there. Even if white wouldn't have a stone there, the mrhaandi at the head of three stones. So if the liberties are built, this move around here is nice. So let's get into a fight. Also, probably there are not so many points for white in the bottom left, since here we have a large knight, and here we have two large knights, so there are invasions everywhere. And I will make shape in the center. Now how to best make shape? Probably just this way. And now if black does not kill the white stones, then I will just invade. His framework, if you block, I can cut. So probably there are like 20 ways now to live for white, since the area is still rather open. Usually you want to start and attach to the strong stones, and currently on the right side almost every stone is strong. On the left side probably as well. But here is still some agi, so I do not want to touch it yet. So probably I start touching the black stones here on the right. And why touching? If stones are in such close contact with each other, then probably both will become stronger, and that is why if you touch a strong stone, it will get stronger, but it was already strong, so you will not mind. But if your stone is weak and will become stronger, then that is pretty nice. So I think I already have two eyes here. Then I could start reducing black. Black's right side. This is a shape issue though, yes. Here he's right. I should have played a diagonal move. My move was an overplay, probably. So let's just call it a day. And let us get separated. Now for some endgame. So the next big weakness is the top left. Now black has stones all around, so he will definitely start invading. Let's get slightly more shape here. And now there are maybe some shenanigans. Since this cut, it's rather interesting. So what happens if white cuts? Black should come up, white will follow, black should come up, white will follow. Black should come up, white will follow. Then there is a cut and probably a net. Let's see what happens here. If I were black, I would just connect and let white again take. That again is interesting. So basically I'm reading what happens if white pushes 2 times and then cuts. Then those stones just have the 2 liberties. Maybe I'm misreading this, but let's just play it out. So black pushes, white follows, black pushes, no. Black pushes, white nets. Because I'm not, if I'm not capturing the those stones, I want to connect to my left group. So if I play this now, black pushes, I play this move, no. So the other way is I push black up, black pushes, I push, black pushes, I connect, since black cannot. Yeah. Maybe there's a better way, but I go for the way that I can read out. Maybe there's something if black pushes I connect, black connects. I tarry, if black connects, I play here. Oh, but then black captures. So I will just follow black up and then connect to my group. And this maybe is even Sente, because black's group here in the center is locally dead, right? If I play this move. Let's play just for fun. Oh, I expected black to start tearing apart my bottom group. So there was still this shape here on the bottom. I probably, after some invasions here or there, would start considering giving up some of these stones, because black is very strong on the outside. So if he just lives on the inside everywhere, then my group is dead and black has clearly then won the game. So then if black comes in, I would just start living small in the corner or the side. So that would be an idea. But yeah, I think the game still was not over for black. But black managed the center, as you can see here and here, somehow poorly. So let's review the game. Always review your games after you played them. And here we see a high Chinese opening. So maybe white should exchange those stones, but now as you can see, white is trying some sort of Kobayashi on the bottom, while black is also interested in influence, and black had the first move, so probably if both players are playing for influence, usually the one with the first move wins, but probably it's still acceptable. Or black could start playing here to develop. I have chosen the top approach, and I think the proper move could be around here, since white knows that black goes for influence, so white will deny black any chance getting some more influence, but still I had no problems with playing the ladder variation, since I know that black still needs at some point to come back and capture the one stone, or the one stone could start wrecking black's center completely, as you have seen in the game. So getting this enclosure for almost for free, it's I think it's nice. I would then extend and ask whether I have more points than Black's High Chinese here. Here maybe Black. So my options now. I can start pulling out the stone. Black will double approach. I will come up. But then again, this turn is probably too large for Black to admit, so maybe Black will start coming out, and or first exchange be bad shape for Black, and then continue pushing, building up some influence, and then all of a sudden the Chinese, High Chinese, is not that scary anymore. Still, I answered in the usual way, since the ladder is still present, and if I now start coming out, then Black won't have so much space on the top. Here, as you can see, I think Black is trying to get the ladder working for him. So I break the ladder again, and as Black, I probably would have now finally captured the one stone safely. So broke the ladder once more, since Black still some amount of influence here. However, for White, I like the one stone that also interacts with the influence. Okay, Black extended. I took some more points. And here I think Black wants to attack the one stone on a large scale. So that is why it's now time for me to pull out my one stone and create some influence, as you have seen in the game. This is usually an overplay if you have this weakness and White can just cut the stone up. So Black could have considered playing here if he wants to surround, and then probably White will establish some presence in the center. So we had this jump, and then I cut it off. And now White is poking his nose into the center. And I'm fine with that. This move is, I think, still okay. But answering this slow probably is here not a good idea anymore. I think this might now be the correct move, but I'm not sure. And then the game continues in this fashion, and Black still wants to fight, but here I'm not sure. This, although in the Chinese opening, if you play this knight's move, then you are wanting to extend along the bottom side really far and not just make another knight's move. Here, though, I do not know Joseki, I think. If this move is Joseki, then all my answers here are just guesses. Maybe now White maybe there's now this force. So now white gets one more move here and one more move on the bottom. And from here we can continue the game as we did, so maybe I should have forced, and obviously black on the bottom is super over concentrated now. This jump is very silly. Silly jump. So this is already a slightly worse variation that I've played. It is possible that I should have exchanged this one first, although here, if I don't know Joseki, then I just need to rely on my feelings. So, if I had this move now, then I probably should had reacted differently. Here I maybe should play up to interfere with black's wall, but then we probably would start fighting here, and if I'm not careful and black separates my group from the corner, no, I think nice thing. I think it's still fine. I chose a little safer move. Here we had this exchange, black continues building, and this is a mistake usually, unless you really are after the influence. But this is definitely a mistake, since white can connect up and black cannot cut. I think if you want to cut, you could have pushed first, but then still again it does not work. It's just the same variation. So there is no cut here, so you should probably push and take and extend. Yes. But then black did not achieve much, and now white also is profiting. So slight overplay there for black. And here also I would have been more concerned about taking white's liberties away, since then black becomes stronger on the outside. So just force the capture. And this is a little more passive, since you did not get all the forcing moves here. This move also I do not understand if black is has given up a large corner just to capture the one stone. That's too small. Here we start a small fight, but then black kind of fails to attack, and now comes my mistake. Probably, if I want to reduce, I should play this move. Still there is this one, but does it go somewhere? Seems not to go very far. So, well, if black still wants to defend his territory, then white is very comfortably alive. But yeah, there was a lot of room. You need to be very good at reading to kill this shape in the center that was present. Now we have this, and now comes the end of the game. Since black has the cut, the peep, the cut, here is still something. So I will start peeping and cutting and just connecting up. And even now black is probably dead. So he might start something extraordinary, but here now I will definitely give up the one stone and just be safe on the side. So that was my game. Then thank you for watching and see you next time.